Alright. Hi everybody, this is Jennifer Joanne, and today I'm going to be unboxing and flipping through and slight reviewing the Star Spinner Tarot deck. So I got this deck maybe I think 2 days ago, and I've been so excited. All my friends have been talking about it. The server that I am in has had nothing but positive things to say about it. And this is, so again, Star Spinner Tarot, and it's by Trungles, and I follow that person on Instagram. And I didn't even realize that they were doing a tarot deck. I just followed them just because their art was so beautiful. So when I found out that they had a tarot deck, not kidding, maybe 5 days ago, I had to instantly get it. I didn't make the connection. So it was Star Spinner Tarot. Everyone was talking about it. And then also I found out that it was by Trungles. And that's amazing. So I can't wait to see it already. Being honest, I actually didn't look through the cards much or saw other videos of it. So I'm kind of going in blindly, but also not. It's more of a... I got a reading from it as well, so that's also another thing. So yeah, so I'm very excited, and we're just going to first look at the box. So the front is very beautiful, Star Spinner Tarot, 81 cards, and a guidebook by Trungles. I can only assume by the size it's going to be a small little white book. So Star Spinner Tarot, 81 cards, and guidebooks. It says, let the stars light your way, enter a world where fairies play, mermaids yearn, and threads of the familiar and fantastic are spun together to guide you on your own personal journey. Featuring beloved comic artist Trungles' enchanting illustrative style, the Star Spinner Tarot reinterprets classic tarot imagery for a more inclusive deck, with multiple lovers cards to reflect a range of romantic expression and illustrations drawn from stories, myths, and fairy tales. So it contains a full color 81 card deck and a 128 page guidebook. Alright, this is the bottom of it. Very pretty. Here's the top of it. Same exact thing. So let's get started. Again, this side. Alright, so I think there was a little tear at the top or bottom. I felt like I saw this one section right here. So, there we go. Alright, perfect. Alright, so, without further ado, I noticed that it did have this kind of, that's awesome, that's actually really nice. So here it is. I don't know the term for this, but I think this is very cute, the fact that it kind of unfolds, you know, if I'm being dramatic, maybe like a storybook, you know, especially this section right here, you know, it almost looks like, I have a prediction that that's probably the world. Yeah, that's very cool. That's really nice, actually. And I think it could be a reusable box, too. There's a lot of boxes that aren't really typically the best for reusage or actually storing the cards. I think, you know, already I could tell that this is pretty sturdy. Definitely you could reuse it as the actual box if you want to be more, I guess, more secure. You could always put it inside a cloth bag. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think this is solid. It protects the cards. It won't let them loose or anything like that. So yeah, that's very pretty. That's very gorgeous. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the tab here and pull out the cards. Alright. Cool. Very nice. So as you can tell, the Fool's on top. But let's just real briefly look at this. Yeah, that's really nice. Oh, there's partial of the lovers, I think, or one of the lovers. Another one of the lovers. Very pretty. Oh, that's really nice. They put a lot of detail on the the box itself. Alright, nice. So, we're going to look at the guidebook next. Okay, a lot more detail than I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be a little white book, meaning no colors, you know, smaller meanings of each card. So let's say Judgment right here. It has the upright and it has the reverse. But I think it's really nice. It's the fact that it has a kind of more laminated, you know, back and front, as opposed to other little white books that I've seen and had before. So yeah, I think it's it's decent. It's good. I can't wait to actually read it and see what they have to say, because I feel like every little white book deserves a say and might have some new insight to the card, despite me knowing the cards for a while. So, okay, so we'll start, I guess we'll go like this, and we'll have no, we'll leave it right there. Okay, so on the left will be the Star Spinner Tarot deck, and then on the right will be the actual RWS, so you can make an actual comparison of the two. Might come in a little closer for that, actually. Let's see. So actually, let me move these out of the way. Sorry if I came unprepared. Oops. Alright. There we go. I think that's more detailed. Okay, so, and then we'll go by the suits as they shown, because like I said before, I have not seen a flip through, and I'm going to do my very first flip through here. Okay, so first is the Fool. I think very casual. Very simplified. It's, you know, there's more focus on the Fool actually admiring the rose than actually going anywhere, which I think is kind of odd, a little bit strange, but also has its own angle towards it. Because usually the Fool, you know, the whole metaphor is he's so oblivious and so in his thoughts and so optimistic that he's going to fall off the cliff right now. But the fact that he's sitting down in this one is actually really interesting. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, and look at the backing. I haven't even looked at the backing. Wow, that's pretty. That's actually really gorgeous. And it's reversible, which is I also appreciate, because there are some decks that only have a certain upright way of seeing them, but the fact that they're interchangeable means that they are reversible. So reversals are possible with this. I appreciate that. Alright, so that is that one. And then now the Magician. And let's see. So I wouldn't say an important part, but a very big aspect of the Magician is that he always has four or all the suits in the tarot. So you see the sword here, the pentacle right there, the wand right here, and the cup right there. So, mission accomplished. And also, I think it's also really interesting that it's what I could only assume is tarot cards at the top. Looks very gnome-like, almost looks like maybe a wizard or, you know, magician, honestly. I think they did a good job with this, and I think it's very illuminating. I think there's a lot to look at the card. There's multiple aspects of it that grabs your attention, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, and as opposed to this one. Yeah. Perfect. Alright, so next is the High Priestess. I love this. This is really cute. You see the two pillars, but you also see the sun and the moon, and I think that's very nice. They also have the same symbol on the head, and yeah, I don't really have much to say about this, but again, very beautiful card. Alright, and then the Empress. Oh, how gorgeous! Oh gosh. Okay, I really love the staff change, and I really love how the stars, or the crowns, or the, you know, maybe constellations, are in the hair as opposed to on a crown. I think that actually works really well. That's very beautiful, and I love, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's wheat or rye. I feel like that is a great sign of growth, and very, very feminine. I think it's very beautiful. I really like it. Yeah. The next is the Emperor. And so this is the Emperor. I think it is still, I like how there's a globe in the staff. Definitely less, religious aspects of it, but I definitely do like how you do get a sense of, like, could that be the sun or could that be the moon? And yeah, I really like the diamonds. The diamonds also kind of insinuate sword without officially saying sword. But yeah, this is definitely sword energy. It's even in the moon / sun right there. Yeah, I think it's very beautiful, very nice. Yeah, the Hierophant, and I think it's I like how the Hierophant's actually holding the keys this time. I like how it's kind of ominous. I like still the hand motion. I also think it's also more active as opposed to this, where I feel like the Hierophant's kind of stiff and stuck as a statue. I kind of feel like this one, he's actually on the move. He's actually moving. He is doing the walking to do the teaching, if that makes sense. Yeah, very nice. And then now, so as the box said before, and as I found out before too, there are 4 different lover cards. So let's take a moment to actually look at all of them. So this is the RWS one. Very heterosexual. It's very, it's a archangel and very religious aspect of the Adam and Eve portion. But what Trungles has done is that there are 4 interchangeable lover cards. So let's go look at them. So here is the more, I think, closest to what would be RWS, which, still the apple, still the archangel, and still very much hetero. Very pretty. And then here is the second lover's card. Now, male on male, it is definitely less religious aspect, but still very, very beautiful. And like I said, they added all these 4 cards, so you could change to whichever you'd like and enjoy and feel that resonates most with you. So here's another one. This is less physical contact as opposed to the other 2. This one feels less, I guess, romantically charged as opposed to, like, spiritually charged. So, lovers doesn't always have to be on a physical level. It could always be on a spiritual or emotional, and I feel like this kind of captures what it is. You might think blue and think icy or cold, but I think this is more of the warmth of the heart, and it kind of, I feel like blue kind of represents, I wouldn't say soul, but I would say definitely kind of that core, the core of you, if that makes sense. And then finally the last 4th lover's card, which is female on female. Very beautiful again. Or maybe actually, it could actually be, yeah, possibly non-binary too, actually. Yeah, I really enjoy it. And yeah, it's cute. Again, all 4 different options, whichever you'd like to represent your lovers. And I thought that was very sweet and very kind to represent this. All right. So onward to the Chariot. So, that's very interesting that they turned the Sphinx into cats. I don't actually feel a sense of as much drive, like go drive, than I do with the RWS. But I definitely do feel that it is still charging, maybe just more dramatically charging, if that makes sense. I feel like he has his eyes closed, he's reflecting, and the chariot's driving on its own, which I think shouldn't be the lesson here. I think, the driver, the man, should actually take more initiative and actually guide the chariot. But that's my opinion. This one's called, so this is strength, but on this one, it is actually called fortitude. So that's very interesting. I love the dynamic here. I love how whenever they do this, you always you have this kind of subliminal message of being the same person or the same action. So I really like that, actually. It's, it's supposed to represent that, the lion and the woman are one. They hold the same power. They hold the same truth. Yeah, that's it. This is the Hermit. Very RWS based, and what I mean by that is the same exact pose. I don't know much about monks, but definitely I feel like it fits, if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about this one, though. This is the Wheel of Fate, it says on here. It's actually the Wheel of Fortune, but on this one they said the Wheel of Fate. Very interesting. It gives me a very Gemini kind of feeling. I think it's, the eyes are also very interesting. They took away the animals, or the 4 symbols around here. That's very interesting. That's, yeah. Okay. Next is Justice. Very beautiful, very colorful, multitude of wings. I think they're, if I'm not mistaken, possibly 2 or 3 sets of wings. That's very interesting. I love the hair, and the hair is flowing all around. It almost looks like a circle or a void, but that's the entire hair hiding a little bit behind the wing. Yeah. The Hanged Man, very RWS based. I don't feel like they went at all too far from what it originally stood for, or what it, looks like. I feel like there are some cards that, as an artist, you get more will and passion to changing, and honestly, I feel like they didn't have that much will or passion to change this one. This one's more just, okay, copy the RWS, we're done, perfect. Death, oh my gosh, cute. Oh, I really like this. It is a woman, white and black, and what I could only presume is Death, holding a beautiful baby angel. Oh my god, that's so cute. And as you guys know, death means transformation, so this is awesome. This is amazing. I don't think the woman looks old herself. That would be kind of cool if it was like, if you guys ever heard of it, like Father Time and Baby New Year's. It kind of reminds me of that, but except the woman herself doesn't look that old. Maybe if you were to stretch, her hair looks a little bit stringy. But yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. As some of you guys may not know, but my favorite death card is from this Winged Spirits Tarot, and that one, it's the Death. It's like an actual Grim Reaper, and he's like pulling up the cloth of his or his robe, and under him is this gate of heaven. And it kind of actually reminds me of that. I'm actually really happy with this death card. Yeah, it's very beautiful. I really like this one, actually. Yeah, I guess it's promising. It's not as scary. If you were to see this card, you'd be like, oh, what is this? And then you would read death, and you'd be like, what? As opposed to, like, freak out. So, yeah, that's great. And I think that's great for Aquarians, and I think this is good for experienced and new tarot readers, too. I think that's a great death card. All right. Temperance. So, let's see. The Crown. Huh, okay. So they got rid of the symbols of what would be on the crown and on the chest. But I think that's okay. The wings are very beautiful. I'm starting to think maybe, or maybe not. I see diamonds again, which again reminds me of swords. Oh, I see. I see the triangle right here, above their head and over. Interesting. It's very beautiful, very colorful. I really do like this, the color scheme of all these cards. Yeah. Let's see. The fact also, I just want to quickly say, they're not succumbed in water. It's actually in a field of flowers, which I think is very interesting. Because, Temperance has 1 foot in the water, 1 foot out. This one has no foot in the water. All right, the devil. So there you see the people bound in the background. And then you also see what I could only presume to be the devil flying free. Flying free. With small, I think, kind of frail and fragile wings, which I think is very interesting. So yeah, definitely different. I think Trungles, or this artist, really did try to sway away from RWS as much as they can with their creativity. So I like this, and it's also not as threatening as what would be the RWS version. Very much so. It is, I think, not scary, but I think definitely concerning, actually. Even with this site, it is a little bit. It's softer, like jump at you card, if that makes sense. The Tower. Alright, and then we see again those, what I can only presume to be the tarot cards. They seem like they're flying out of the sun or flying into the sun. This bolt of lightning, the crown being knocked off, the fire, the volcano eruption. That's very interesting. Okay, yeah. I actually don't feel, even with the lightning bolt and the fire, because the building is so clear and clean, I actually don't feel too threatened by it, just because it looks like that stuff is happening in the background as opposed to the actual tower it's happening to. I kind of wish they actually did kind of crumble or kind of crack the tower a little bit. That would have been better, in my opinion, to have done. The star. Oh, I love this. This is so cute. Alright. This is the star. How pretty. And here we are. And then here, I forgot the name of the bird, but the bird is way more apparent in this one. It's right here in the corner, if you see really closely. They made the bird much closer. Very, very beautiful. It does definitely remind me of anime. I will have to admit that. Might have been a reason why I got this. It's very beautiful. I think a lot of lilies, if they are lilies, are in a lot of these cards. Stars all around. Oh, it's beautiful. Again, lack of water, which I think is very interesting again. Almost, I have to look back. I'm kind of interested in seeing the moon, because the moon is all about water. Oh, the moon. Oh my gosh, it is, I don't know the name of the folktale, but it is about the rabbit on the moon, and the I think it's like, priestess. I forgot the folktale, but it's about the woman who lives on the moon and is associated with rabbits. No water. This is definitely, I do know the story to this one. Maybe the ones that I talked about before, I do not know the actual folktales of. I wish I did. And maybe, you know what? Maybe this book will help. I'm sure it will, possibly. I will have to read through that. That's very interesting. Again, no water. Yeah. How cute. But I really do like this. You definitely do, I think. I haven't even finished the review, but I definitely do think you do need to know your basis of tarot or RWS, possibly, to dive more deep into this. So here is the sun, and the sun, possibly another folktale. I wish I knew these, but definitely different than the RWS. Um, it is more focused on both the woman and also as the crow slash raven. I don't know the difference between them. And yeah, say that. Judgment. Again, the horn calling. Let's see. And just the angel itself. Very interesting. Yeah. And then, like I presumed, the world is on the card deck. It's very interesting. So there we have the 4, I guess what would be the figures. Oh, is it possibly some of the characters before? Might be, actually. I don't know, but I really do love the scenery, and like we shared before, it is the same woman on the box, so that's really nice. Okay, and then that's the majors for now. We're gonna go into the wands, which I have prepared. Just quickly grab that. All right, the wands. All right, so I will say automatically, even though I have not looked at the rest, very Pippish already. I feel like the most detail were the majors, and I have a guess that this might be less detailed as the other ones, but we'll see. So the 2 of Wands, it's ballerina, sugar plum fairy possibly, very cute. Again, I feel like with these cards, you might need the context of each story or character or entity to maybe get it. The 3 of Wands, very cute, but again, it's based off RWS, as you can see, but it does kind of give off a different vibe, possibly not the same message. Yeah. I think this has to do a lot with sugar plum fairies, possibly, or fairies in general, fae. Yeah, celebratory. 5 of Wands. Oh, that's very interesting. In the 5 of Wands, it typically is about kind of conflict with others. In this one, it's just that fae herself, which I think is very interesting. 6 of Wands, which is about celebration. Yeah, I think it could work. I think it could work. I think it's pretty good. Let's see. This definitely gives me a Peter Pan vibe. I cannot help it. Yes, it is. Yes, I can't help but to feel Peter Pan. I don't know exactly how to describe it. I think it's just the costume. Also, I think it's just very fitting for the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is about fending off others for yourself. And yeah, that's Tink probably. Yeah, I can't. Yes, that's it. It's just official. 8 of Wands. Very direct, very simple. It is movement, and it's the 8 wands going slanted. It's facing the direction of this way, which I always thought it has been that way. Yeah. The 9 of Wands, which is about tiresome, tired. Yeah, not much to say about that. 10 of Wands, burden. So maybe she's been gardening for so long. She's tired taking care of these plants. Yeah, it's definitely much more softer than I think, the burden of holding all these sticks. Just more looks like, oh, you're tired and overwhelmed and you want to take a nap. This one's more like, oh, you're going to go home and you're going to just straight up die. Alright, so then this is the Page of Wands. So instead of saying page, they say P. P of Wands. So, yeah, I think P could be like page, or like prince, or like princess. Very cute. Yeah, I think the more I look and research and get to know these cards better, the more I would have to say. For my initial flip through, though, it entices me to learn, is what I'm trying to say. So here is the Knight. It says KN. KN Wands. I think that's cute. I think, especially with fae or fairy people, they're small, so of course it makes sense that its horse would be a bird, and it's very cute. It's very fitting. I like it. Oh wow, the Queen of Wands, very cute. I love the sunflowers in there. Sunflowers are in the card as well, but I think they're more prominent. The fact that there's a lion as opposed to the lion throne kind of gives me the feeling of maybe like this is strength, all grown up now. So I kind of like that idea. Yeah. And this is the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is a crow, raven. I wish I knew the difference between them. Very beautiful, very enticing. How cute. Yes. Alright, so now it is the cups. So we're going to go back to cups. There you go. So, Ace of Cups. So, I like when the aces actually have people in it. It is nice. It kind of gives more of a story to it. I'm going to make a guess, and because all the other ones were fae, I'm going to assume these are all mermaids. Because cups and water and emotions. Very pretty. Maybe might not give the message of what I typically would think of the Ace of Cups, but I'd be proven wrong. Again, once the more I look into it, possibly the better. The Two of Cups, very pretty, very more hands-on. I think definitely gives a intertwined, as opposed to only the intertwined of, I don't know the name of it, those two serpents with the lion's head. This gives an actual, heart, crescent moon, pink. It definitely does give off the vibe of love and, intertwined in that coupling. This is the Three of Cups. Oops. Three of Cups. And typically it would be, I think, friendship. I could definitely say that this kind of reminds me more of a poly relationship, which I think is really nice. And I think it's very inclusive, as opposed, especially with the coloring too. It kind of looks like these are the two same, what I assume is mer people. And then there's a new third person, as you can see. See that change? See how, yeah, and the heart is still there. That's very, very interesting. So I definitely do think this is kind of more on the poly side. A, three-way or more kind of love, So that's very cool. And, usually it does represent kind of more the friendships and the collaboration with, not collaboration, friendship and the more love with others, but this is more the love of more than two people, which I think is really nice. This is the Four of Cups, and I think it's, you know what I have I'm starting to realize? I'm starting to realize that I don't think they have the cups, actually. I don't see any of the cups. I don't see any of the cups at all. No. So, actually, yeah, wow, that's actually really interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a deck before that does not have the object that it's supposed to portray. That's, it's kind of crazy. I didn't realize until right now. I was just so in admiration of its beauty that I did not even realize that the cups... Wait, hold on, let me look at the wands real quick. Let's see. No, the wands had the wands. Huh. The cups do not have the cups. I'm just in shock a little bit. It took me until 4 to realize that. Oh, wow. Huh. Okay. Anyways, wow. That's interesting. I have to kind of figure out why they decided to do that. They had wands in the wands. Huh. Wow, okay. Alright. 5 of Cups. This looks like a sea of people I think this is definitely like a story here. Once again, I do need to find out this wave hurricane, people in despair, you know, I, especially with this whole like stake, there has to be a story right here. And I want to find out. Kind of curious about this. This is really interesting. Let's see. The Six of Cups. Oh, definitely the Little Mermaid. I definitely know this is Little Mermaid. Because, the statue, if we're talking about, Disney style, Prince Eric, and, the princess, it kind of does definitely remind me of that part of your world scene. So, yeah, how cute. And I like how it's not profane as well. And, it does have a lot of, lack of clothing, but it's not vulgar with it, So this is the 7, and I think, again, this is the Little Mermaid again. Again, because the crown, and also just because of the goldfish. So, wow. Yeah, I like how some follow through. Oh my gosh. It's one whole story, actually. I stand corrected. Possibly. That's Little Mermaid with legs. And if we... Yeah, oh my gosh. They thought of everything. Look at that. Are you seeing that? Wow. That is amazing. Actually, yeah, wow. That is... Oh, wow. That is... Yeah, wow, that definitely... Huh, oh my gosh, I'm amazed. I actually really like this. This definitely kind of reminds me of like the Swan Princess. Very cute. No longer, I think, about the Little Mermaid. Even though that segment was about the Little Mermaid, and I'm amazed. That's really nice. Okay, so, and then the 10 of Cups, or 10 of Chalice. I don't know this story, but it is kind of reminds me of, love. I think there's a wedding or marriage going on. Two people united, or reunited, or bonded as one through marriage. And then this has, I don't know what that possibly is, but hopefully, I really do hope that when I look into the guidebook, it does tell me what story is which. So this is the Page of Cups, or Page of Chalice. It's this, what I assume, mermaid, possibly Little Mermaid, maybe, talking to a puppy. I don't know what that means, but it's so cute. The Knight of Cups, very dramatic, oh, he's so blue, and if he was green, he would die. I think it's fitting, actually. Yes, because the Knight of Cups is very dramatic, and I feel like this is dramatic clothing, dramatic pose, kind of gives off that, oh, woe is me, what is a knight to do? Very cute, I like that. And Queen of Cups, that's interesting. I love this kind of scenery. It kind of indicates that the Queen of Cups is so giant that a ship looks like a toy ship to her. Very interesting. The whales are so small as well. Kind of gives the whole grand and how large she is. Kind of like, because there's this kind of mythology that mermaids aren't actually human-sized. They're actually really large. So I think I like that. I like how they included that idea, that concept. And the King of Cups is a dragon. Definitely, I'm sure there is a folktale to this. Again, I really want to know what it is. Forgive me for not knowing all of them, but I just wanted to flip through them with you guys. So I really hope you appreciate that. Yes, how pretty. Alright, so now it's on to the swords. Alright, There you go. So, very simple. Very simple indeed. Just Ace of Swords. Oh, that's interesting. For the Two of Swords, it's actually two people. You could argue that it is the same person twice, but the fact that they have two people, kind of, I think a little bit, little bit yes and a little bit no, kind of gives away and gives in to more symbolism. Because you could say that it's you fighting yourself, or you kind of crossing yourself, but also it's not as apparent as one person holding both of the swords. Wow, okay, so the Three of Swords, very simple, very RWS based. I think this puts a little bit more like cutesy style to it. Where's the rain? Where is the grayness of this? I feel like if you were to put this on, when you're reading for someone, or if you were to get this card, you'll be like, hey, not that bad. And I kind of actually am disappointed in that. I feel like, Three of Swords is the time to get rough and tough and, say, hey, things are bad. But this kind of gives away like a soft landing, a little soft cushion on your fall. And I kind of disappointed in that. I kind of wish they stayed, if they're going to copy the RWS, they should have kept the rain. At least. Just looks all plush. I don't know. Four of Swords, love it very much because everyone argues on this if this is a man sleeping on his bed or if he is in a tombstone and that man isn't real. It is a statue of him sleeping and he's actually in there. This is a coffin. So it's maybe vampire, maybe an actual, what's it called? Maybe this is like the morgue, and this is an actual deceased woman, and that's so tired they got put to rest. I don't know, it's very interesting. I like it a lot, actually. All right, the Five of Swords. So again, like I think the Five of Wands, I kind of expected people other or more to be in here. The fact that it is solo is a little bit odd, but I also could see the symbolism. They're taking the swords out of the skull, so it has been a war, damage. It has, implications that there was a fight, And yes, there was a fight here too. They walked away. Maybe this fight resulted in death, and they have kind of no remorse towards, the results for, the consequences of their desires. Yeah, very interesting. Six of Swords, there's what I could assume is maybe possibly death. Maybe it is someone just wearing a mask. But yeah, it definitely kind of, if I'm being honest, it kind of gives me, especially the woman in the middle, kind of Prince of Egypt vibes, actually. The wind flowing, the cape, drifting away, parting, onward to better and newer situations. Yeah. Alright, so this is the Seven of Swords, and this is about thievery. I like this one. This one's actually really good, because this one actually does play in more to the thievery. It definitely plays more to the theft. There you go, theft. This one, it kind of looks like, maybe it's his, but I feel like this one is more like, no. Yeah, it's nighttime. He is on a mission. I think that's very interesting, because this one's during daytime. So the fact that this one's nighttime, yeah, that's great. I like that. This is the Eight of Swords. Yeah, I feel like it's also still very trapped. I don't know the name of this creature, but it's winged, but it has like chicken claws or like hawk talons. Blinded, Maybe there is hands, but I don't see any hands. yeah, blinded, you feel trapped, but also you have to realize that you have wings as well. Yes. Oh, wow. Now that one is actually a little bit terrifying. That one's actually a little terrifying. I will not lie. Wow. Okay. So I can't help but to think like sleep paralysis, demon tormented. This woman, she has her eyes closed and she refuses to open them, because if she opens them, the imp or the whatever foul and malicious entity is trying to torment her, taunt her. I can't help but to think like he's whispering like, open your eyes, and it's very anxiety inducing. I mean, if you were in this actual situation, I would be terrified. So yeah, I think they did a great job with this one. I actually really like that, as opposed to waking up from a bad dream, crying after. This is more active. This is more heart racing. So I really like that. And then the Ten of Swords. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is a phoenix, which I think is actually really nice. I like the fact that it has a positive tone if you know what it is. And again, I think it is the phoenix. But also it doesn't show it automatically rising once again. But if you were to know this is the phoenix, you know that phoenixes can't die. Or if they do die, that they just are reborn once again. Which I think is the right message for the Ten of Swords, which has the horizon in the RWS. Yeah, very cute. I like that. Alright, so the Page of Swords. Not much to say about the Page of Swords. Very simple. Very, blue. That's it. Let's see. Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords. Very pretty. Not as, I think, fast and stubborn as the RWS would typically do. It seems like they're very still, very still, and like almost kind of like calculated. Yes, they have vengeance in their heart. I kind of see that in their eyes and their body stance, but I feel like they're waiting for the perfect opportunity. When I feel like the Knight of Swords isn't about waiting for the perfect opportunity, it's about just going. So yeah, that's really interesting. The Queen of Swords. Is she eating a rose? Okay, she might be eating a rose, or that might be her tongue. And I think that's done purposely. Wow. I think the serpent's really cool. I mean, because, the Queen of Swords could be very cutthroat, but I also see that she also could be... I love the Queen of Swords, I do. She just wants to get things done, she's not a cold-hearted person. It's just more, she is less of a coddle and more of a action-based. And I like it, and I think the fact that her dresses are made out of, like, some form of flower shows that she does have warmth, and she does have, human to her. But that's not what you're here for. You're here for action, doing things, less talkative. Alright, this is the King of Swords, and the King of Swords is once again a bird. I don't know which bird, unfortunately. But yeah, very cute. I like it. Onward to the Pentacles, and that is going to be our last suit. After that, we'll be done. Alright, so this is the Ace of Pentacles. It's my favorite card ever. Yeah, it's very simple. I feel like they didn't, derive, or, no, sorry, I don't know the word. Derail, there you go, derail too far from RWS based. I'm kind of disappointed by that, but I'm not heartbroken. Again, those flowers are here as well. I need to find out which flower this is exactly. I feel like once I find that out, I will be tapped into more symbols that I could possibly understand. Feel free to write down whatever you want, or what symbols you think, you know. The Two of Coins, by the way, they call it coins, not pentacles in this one. The Two of Coins, there's the sea, it's all topsy-turvy, very balanced, very grounded, very green. I like that. I like how, you know, the corresponding colors, you know, the wands were yellow and red. The cups were very light blue and pink, I think. Yeah, more pinkish. And then the swords were blue, and then now this is green. Alright, so the Three of Coins. Very interesting that they don't have 3 people in this. I think it's interesting it's only 2. And also the fact that if you reverse this, same message. Receiving, maybe. This is like a deity. Maybe this is like a human. Kind of, oh, you know what? It kind of reminds me of a genie. Because of the lamp. The dust collaboration. I think, you know, when it comes to genies, you have to think that they can't grant their own wishes, they can only grant others, but also the human, or, you know, whatever it may be, must also be humble, for it is the genie who makes their dreams come true. Yeah, it's nice. This is the Four of Pentacles. Rapunzel. I think this is Rapunzel. And, you know, again, comment if you ever see anything that you think you know the folktale too. I would love to read it, and I wish I could read it, so please do. Yeah, very beautiful. Yeah, this is, it is about conservation, you know, even though it wasn't Rapunzel's fault that she was in the tower, she was taught and learned that her hair is sacred, and she must be kept a secret. So, you know, it does understand, it does make sense that this is the Four of Coins. Yeah. And then this is the Five of Coins. I don't know what this is. Possibly the Ice Queen, the original folktale Ice Queen. I don't know much of it, but I really do like it. It's very cute. There's a boy holding yeah, I feel like possibly Ice Queen. If anyone knows the story to the Ice Queen, I would love to read that as well. I'm definitely going to look up all these folktales very soon. And then this is the Six of Coins. Possibly Cinderella, maybe. Just because of the ragged clothes, the broom. So I think maybe Cinderella. It is that kind of, you know, like wishing and wealth. I would get more of that message if there was like a godmother here, but not. But I could see that. And then Seven of Coins. Very pretty. I don't really have much to say. It does look like she's kind of unsatisfied. Which is pretty, that's actually pretty good. It's, you know, I like that. Yeah. And then this is the Eight of Coins. Don't know the meaning of this one, especially because they're in modern clothes. Huh. I don't know. Especially because they're in modern clothes. The tie, the belt. Huh. And then this is the Nine of Pentacles. Very cute. Again, I think there is a folktale to this. I wish I knew what it was. But yeah. Very beautiful. Yeah, and clocks. It also had clocks as well. Clocks and modern time. I don't know. And then this is the Ten of Coins. Oh, not. Where's? Okay, there's. Sorry. Yeah, it is the 10. I was like, oh, where's the other one? Okay, very interesting how they kept the man and the dog, but not anyone else in this picture, nor the child, nor the two adults. It is just the old man and the dog. And I think that's very interesting that they only kept those. They also kept the pillar. They also kept, or not kept, they added a castle in the background. You know, maybe a very, very old and humble king, you know? Kind of best friends duo, you know? And kind of that shows the humble that is. And then the Page of Pentacles. Very pretty. This definitely reminds me of like a flapper from the 1920s. It definitely reminds me of the Gate from the Ace of Pentacles. So I think she's there as well. That's very interesting. I don't want to pull too much, but let's see. Yeah, there you go. See? I like that. I like how the small details show. The Knight of Pentacles. Oh, I always have a thing for the Knight of Pentacles, and the Star Spinner Tarot came through. I still very much love the Knight of Pentacles. Cute. Yeah. Again, same gate. Same gate. Again, same gate. The Queen of Pentacles, or the Queen of Coins. Very cute. I think this is a card that I got in the reading from the one that enticed me into buying this. Very beautiful. And again, the castle is there from the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, see? Yeah, it's the exact same castle, except now brought into light. You know, maybe she's closer than the king. And then the King of Pentacles, and this is the rabbit. Which is very interesting. Yeah. Huh. I think that's interesting that the kings are all animals as opposed to something else. And yeah, that's it. That is the entire deck. Now they're all kind of mixed up. We're kind of all, how do you say? But that's it. That's the entire Star Spinner Tarot. Thank you so much for watching this. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, comment, like, subscribe if you'd like to. Please let me know what you think. I really do like comment interaction. Even the simplest comment will do. Thank you so much, everyone. I really do enjoy doing these. I always get nervous at the beginning, but by the time I get into it and I start talking, I actually get a lot of joy out of it, out of sharing it and opening it for the first time with you guys. So yeah, I very much appreciate that. Thank you so much. I greatly, greatly appreciate doing this. I hope you take care. I hope you have a good day. Thank you. Bye.